So g'day, how you going? And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to pronounce the towns and cities in this part of Victoria. So we've already covered Central and the Gippsland. So this is the east of Victoria, Central. And now we're talking about towns like Hammerhole. Beautiful. So in this video, looking at towns. And basically these are all towns that occur in Western Victoria. So the first we have to know the regions. So we've got the Mallee. That's probably an indigenous word because it's not English. Then we have Wimmera. So Wimmera is below the Mallee. And then we have the Southwest. So Southwest is English. So we'll have the first town, which is on the Murray, so that's where this town comes in, Murrayville. And this is Mildura. So a mill, as in a mill, somewhere that makes flour. Dura, like durum wheat, Mildura. Then there's, I believe that this is an indigenous, hope you can hear me, an indigenous word, Oyen. So in Australia, a lot of people will like to get attention from other people to go, hey, oi, you over there, come over here. And that's basically how you say that, Oyen. So yen, you can start to say the Japanese currency, yen. Then you say yin. So basically, you need to yin, pretty much cross out that E. So yin, or yin. Then we have Murrayville, a ville, which is pretty common on a lot of our towns. Murray is the River Murray. Then we have Swan Hill, another town on the Murray. And swans, we have black swans in Australia. Black swans, they occur everywhere, well, pretty much everywhere. Probably not in the desert where there's no water. They like to swim in water, so wherever there's a water body, they'll probably be there somewhere. And they do prefer lakes. Then where I live, there's heaps, actually. There's 6. Then there's, Kerrang. So you just say rang. Like I rang the doorbell. Rang. That's basically it. Then we have in middle. So this is the Wimmera. We have a town called Rainbow. Rainbow. Beautiful rainbows in the sky. I feel so happy today. Beautiful. Then we have Warracknabeal. So this is an indigenous word, can't remember the language. I will maybe tell you in the future. Warracknabeal. And that's pretty much pronounced how it actually looks. So Warracknabeal. Indigenous words, in Australian English, at this point in time, we don't cut them down. We just pronounce them all the way. Okay. Horsham, so this is the largest town there. Horsham, I think it's a population like 10,000. I think I've been there like once or twice. Oh, another thing, I've never been to any of these towns. So how do I know how to pronounce them? Well, a lot of people from these towns, they did come down to Melbourne. Okay, so this one's Horsham. Horsham. Like a prostitute. Horsham. Sham. You don't say sham. Horsham. So what you want to do is you want to not say the A. So Horsham. Then we have Stawell. Is how you pronounce it. Stall. A stall like in a shop or a market stall. And well. Are you well? Are you well today? Let me tell. Let's go to the stall and see if you're well. That's beautiful. And then we have Southwest. The Southwest is probably where the majority of population in that region is. Hamilton, I think there's like 13, 14 million people, thousand people, not million. And Hamilton. Now this is where my family comes from. I like to call it Hamo Hole. Hamo Hole, beautiful. It's a big hole. It's also the largest sheep area of Victoria, so the sheep capital of Australia. So if you're from New Zealand, you like sheep, go to Hamilton. And what's the next one? This is very interesting. So we have another big town. So this is a mining port. I think it's a port, I know that. And that's Portland. So that's why it is a port. Land, also made of land. Portland. So we don't really shorten that, just say Portland. Portland. So, okay, so we say Portland. You usually don't say the D. Don't know why, we just cut it out. So Portland. Portland, you can say Portland, but Portland, for an Australian speaker, saying Portland just takes too much of it. So Portland, Portland. And then we have the tourist town. So this is a major tourist town in between Warrnambool and Portland. That's Port Fairy. Port Fairy is where the ferries go, you know, to have a gay time. Nothing wrong being gay. And then we have an Indigenous word, Warrnambool. Warrnambool. This one we just pronounce all of it. War, none, bull. Okay, so we don't say the R twice. War, none, bull. So if we break it down, we have war, none, bull. And then we have a town that is in the Lakes region. So this is in the Western Volcanic. So it's all pretty much basalt lava, which is derived from lava. That's Colac. And I think Colac has a few thousand people. Never been there myself, but I would like to go to Lake Corangamite. So Colac, and you see the Colac. So the two C's are pronounced the same. So that should actually be Colac. Colac. So you can see that the towns in Western Victoria made up of English and Indigenous place names. So if you type these into Google and look up meaning, so the meaning of Warrnambool, the meaning of Mallee, of Remuera, you could probably get a answer to that. But a lot of these Indigenous place names, there's probably a debate over the actual meaning of the place name. So Mallee is thought to be a Wemba word. So Wemba is an Indigenous language from the Murrayville river catchment, and it basically means water. So the Mallee means water, and the Indigenous word was it's pretty much spelled like that. So Mallee, you know, it's an African country called Mali that has a long A vowel. This one has a short A vowel. So Mallee, and it's also a it's a species of eucalypt, and also a habitat in which it's like an open woodlands with a lot of grass. So it is, if you type in Mallee habitat, you'll be able to pick it up on Wikipedia or something like that. So Wimmera, it's from a region, and it has, people were undecided what the meaning is. Major Mitchell actually gave it the name in the 1830s, so a lot of that information could have been lost when the language became extinct. And it could mean a throwing stick, so a boomerang, so you know what a boomerang is, but the actual word boomerang comes from another Indigenous language. And the different Indigenous languages would have had different names for the actual same actual tool they use. And then we have spear thrower. So you got a device. It actually, so Aboriginals, a lot of groups, they didn't actually throw the spear with their hand. They had like something to hold it in. So it's like just say this is a piece of wood. They have a piece of wood here, develop, I don't know, like that. And they have something to stop a spear from, falling out. And they put the spear in there, and they run up and throw the spear, and it actually gives it more distance, and it, gives it more accuracy apparently. I've never actually done it myself, but I understand the concept. Maybe I should do it. So those are the towns that occur in Western Victoria. So if you ever go there, you should actually go there. They're actually quite nice. Even though I call it Hammer Hole, it's actually not a bad town. I just use that to pretty much insult people, which I do quite often. So thank you very much. Oh, look who's that. Go, ni hao ma. Bye bye.